What's the biggest misunderstanding you've ever had with a neighbor? When Mrs. Chen moved in next door last fall, I was convinced she was trying to get my family evicted. She started documenting everything, taking photos of our yard, measuring property lines, and asking questions about our renovation permits at neighborhood association meetings. The Henderson property has several compliance issues, I overheard her telling other neighbors. Someone needs to address these concerns before they become problems for everyone. We lived on Maple Street for 8 years without complaints. Our kids played in the yard, we hosted barbecues, and everyone seemed happy. But Mrs. Chen walked around with a tape measure and clipboard like she was building a legal case against us. The situation escalated when she started calling city inspectors. First, someone came about our fence height. Then building permits for our deck addition. Finally, code enforcement showed up about our shed placement. This is harassment, I told my wife after the third inspection in 2 weeks. She's trying to force us out. I decided to sell the house before Mrs. Chen could create more problems. We put it on the market and started packing, figuring a fresh start somewhere else was better than constant neighbor disputes. The day our realtor put up the for sale sign, Mrs. Chen knocked on our door. I was ready for another complaint or threat. Instead, she handed me a thick folder of documents. Please don't sell, she said urgently. I've been trying to help. Inside the folder were property tax appeals, permit corrections, and zoning variance applications, all completed and ready for submission. Mrs. Chen had been documenting our property issues to fix them, not report them. The previous owners made several unpermitted additions, she explained. I noticed because I'm a retired city planner. If you sell without addressing these issues, the problems transfer to new owners and you could face legal liability. She pulled out photos showing how our fence was actually 6 inches onto the neighbor's property on the other side, how our deck didn't meet current safety codes, and how our shed violated setback requirements. I've been calling inspectors to document everything properly, Mrs. Chen continued. Then I can help you file the right paperwork to grandfather everything or bring it into compliance cheaply. The legal issues she'd identified could have cost us thousands in penalties or forced modifications. Her documentation protected us by establishing timeline and good faith efforts to address problems. Why didn't you just tell me? I asked, feeling foolish. Mrs. Chen smiled sadly. I tried approaching your wife at the mailbox, but she seemed nervous. Then I realized you probably thought I was complaining instead of helping. We took the house off the market that afternoon. Mrs. Chen helped us navigate every form and appeal, and her professional reputation with the city made the process smooth. What would have been expensive legal problems became simple paperwork fixes. 6 months later, our property is fully compliant and our home value actually increased. Mrs. Chen's grandchildren play in our yard with our kids, and she's become our go-to resource for any neighborhood issues. Sometimes the neighbor who seems to be causing problems is actually the one preventing bigger problems from happening.